Let's talk about,
Here, huh?
let's talk about the draft minutes first. So moved, a second.
Second.
Okay, we have one adjustment or correction. We need to remove Scott White as one of the motions. He was not here last time and he shows up as making a motion or seconding a motion. So I'm not sure who that would have been since I was up there at the time.
Yeah.
Correct it, okay, so,
What motion was that, do you recall?
it was, let me see here,
It was approving any financials that wasn't me.
let's see.
I think I did, didn't
You
I?
did?
Yeah, you
I
did.
didn't know what was going on. I thought it was maybe heat stroke.
Yeah, it was.
He
was too anxious to get that extra hit myself in the head.
Oh, so you'll be making them all now.
I cannot.
That's in the
Let's see.
It's out of his mind.
So, Michael Bryan, seconded by Scott White, draft minutes. And to meeting, he wasn't here, so someone else did that. So
I got it.
What was the subject matter?
it was just the minutes from the previous, the June minutes, yeah,
I think I probably approved it.
I think you're probably right.
Now we've got everybody saying.
Should we get an updated motion, as amended or corrected?
That's correct. Got a right to keep signing.
Don't move.
That's second,
Pretty benign.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty.
Wait.
Financials, treasury report, loan report, deposits and invoices, Glenn, all yours.
Okay, so starting on the treasurer's report under the IDA, I don't have anything to add beyond the information that is presented. On the LDC, I do have just a couple FYIs, the numbers are all correct. Just September is a big month for us in terms of repayment of our IRP loans. So we'll have payments coming due in September under IRP, IRP2, IRP4. That's it. And then 3 is December and 5 is April. So we have enough money to cover our payments, but the available balance, taking that into account, the available balance under IRP2 is roughly 150,000. The available balance under IRP4 is 100,000, and IRP, we basically have just enough money there to make the payment. But we have our first of our month will be coming in, and that'll more than cover it. So
Okay,
we'll be good to go on those, but just an update there. Then to the loan report under the IDA, you can see we've cleaned up some of the ones that have paid, and that were, integrated wood components was a small write-off. And then sorry, I shouldn't say that. The 6, 7, what were formerly 6, 7, and 8 the company down in East Branch has paid off, so they're no longer here. We still have our problem ones under our closeouts. We do have a name for a collections attorney. I just haven't had a chance to reach out to him. And that'll come up under the LDC as well. Under the LDC number 10, the property is listed for sale. We have the first mortgage, but as soon as we do get a collections attorney, we are gonna proceed to foreclosure. Number 19, Lindsay helped me with this one. We had a conversation with him. He had to buy a new piece of equipment and we said,
No, his insurance for the month was taken out at the same exact time.
Right.
So we
told him he could
Yeah.
catch up.
Yeah.
So that's like an excused absence.
okay.
Number 26 is behind from previous payments, but paying currently. Number 27, Lindsay has been, attempting to get in touch with the primary as well as our guarantor on the note. And, so that was a return payment, right? That was
Yeah.
not sufficient funds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're working to get that cleared up. Number 34, if you remember, 33 and 34 are a single loan. We are having issues with it. So, number 30, we came to an agreement with the principal and the guarantor. The guarantor is making payments on the portion of the loan that's under 33. The principal under 34. Ultimately, that is probably gonna end up getting switched back up to the guarantor, just because he's a flake. But we're still trying to work with him, but ultimately, it'll have to go back up to the guarantor. Likely, worst case scenario. Number 42, that's a seasonal thing from the winter, they're working on catching up. Number 47 is gonna go right to our attorney once we get it, along with number 59. And then 85 and 86, we're in communication regularly.
They have submitted new account information and we plan to withdraw the first payment from the new account, Wednesday.
Yes, and also, there's a business loan, and then there's the real estate loan associated with both of those. The property is for sale, they're close to coming to an agreement, we have a first mortgage, so we're working with them, but, these guys, they switch a bank account, and it seems like it takes 4 months to get them back on track, so, so that's an issue, but not a concern, and that's the way I would phrase it.
Okay, so 85 isn't a concern. You-
Yeah, 85 and 86 aren't concerns, they're just issues, and, 86 will be paid off before the end of this year
Okay, so
anyway.
a significant balance on 85, I was just.
Yes, yeah, but the building, is it still listed?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's still
I think
listed,
it might be under contract, but I think that it's just out there floating.
yeah, but it was like 350. So it's more than enough to cover our balance, yeah.
Perfect.
So that's what I have there, unless there's any questions.
That cleaned up nicely from a couple of meetings ago. When it was-
Yeah, we still have work to do, but yes, getting an attorney is really our
The
big.
last 4 or 5.
That's our last step, and we just gotta go after them hard and fish or cut bait with a couple of them.
Okay.
Is this attorney local? You're
Um,
looking at?
no, he said Binghamton. But they have local office. Yeah,
Doesn't
no one locally wants to do this with.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So any questions on that? A motion to accept the treasury reports, loan reports
Need motion.
for both the IDA and LDC.
I can do that.
Okay. Second,
Sorry.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
okay.
Signatory.
Yeah, so just a house cleaning issue, on our accounts, we have obviously multiple signatories. Typically, it's, myself and Lindsay are the signatories in the office. And we always have a board member, usually the chairman. Our previous chairman's name is still on the account. So we would like a motion to approve having our previous chairman be replaced on the accounts with our current chairman.
Wayne Trammell, so should we have 2 board members on it, just in case, so.
We can have as many as we want. Yes, so you've been on some of them in the past.
Great, but it's just if he
Okay,
traveling, then
so
we're not.
put- We're doing them, so we might as well do it once.
Right.
Okay, so Wayne and Bruce, along with Lindsay and I, will be the approved
Okay.
signatories on the account.
Same motion.
The same motion.
Okay, second.
Second.
Okay. All in
Who
favor?
said that?
Aye. Mike did. Got away.
He's a little short for that. In the witness protection.
All in favor?
Aye. Boy, this turned into a fun meeting. And then Sean came in and then stopped.
Well, all the fun stops when planning shows up.
Mike really got a chuckle out of that.
It's code.
I could have said that.
Don't know which one's worse. Item 5, status of sales contract.
Okay, so our contract, our proposed sales contract with 135 Delaware Avenue in Sydney is fully executed.
Wow.
I know, surprising.
Why does that surprise you? I just didn't think it was gonna.
Yeah,
Oh,
it just,
fruition.
you know, sometimes when things take a long time,
Yeah.
it's for a reason.
Yeah, so I was speaking to Wayne the other day, so it was hanging out there for a little bit, and then like a week or so ago, maybe 2, I received a call from NYSEG. Because if you remember, one of their issues was could NYSEG meet their needs? Shortly after that, he called me, said, NYSEG said they can handle us, so, you know, there's a small issue, but not a big one. We're moving forward, signed the contract, so he has a 45-day due diligence period. From the signing, we're at about, you know, day 10 of that, so, you know, he's got about 5 more weeks, before it becomes an issue. So then I'm expecting any day now, the proposed, signed copy of the proposed sales contract for, the Sheffield Estates property. That's been to our attorney, has been talking with their attorney, everything's fine, agreed to, you know, it should be coming very soon. And then, if you recall at the last meeting, or this probably goes all the way back to June. Our tenant in the 12 Winkler Road property, is looking to purchase that with us holding paper, which was all agreed to and approved by the board. We're still just waiting on that final sales contract so we can move forward.
So that looks like a go as well.
Okay. Yeah, the owner of that company, is legitimately very busy and can sometimes be easily distracted, so we have to, you know, stay on top with the I's and the T's. So, yeah, I need to stay on top of him, but
It's this Sheffield pond. On the front page of the wall.
That's the property next to us.
That's it.
That's the pond up behind this whole.
yeah, but you know more about that project, right?
I do, it's in the planning stage at this point, but it is, it's not going anywhere. It's, yeah, we're gonna kill it. It's a mixed use proposal, it's a restaurant, event center, cabin. It's an interesting project.
Like the whole thing's really taken off.
So it sounds like there's support.
But
So the use as proposed didn't meet, and it didn't fall into any of the zoning districts, and so the village progressively amended their zoning to allow for this use to occur on that property. My direction and guidance. Planning equals progress.
Glenn, you and I.
We'll open up the floor for debate a little bit.
it's sure gonna increase the
Couple
village
of
volume.
feet.
There again,
It's gonna increase the village volume assessment. And the part of that is the village, right?
it is in the village,
Open or hurting, right?
Oh, definitely, the village is always trying to have no money.
right, just like every other village.
In town.
Top base.
State.
Glenn, we talked about Tiberio meets a little bit. You wanna just update everybody?
Lindsay, that's your buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
I think you just, will explain it a touch better than I will.
Can be unbiased.
So, all right,
Oh, I did.
I'm gonna say this, and this is what I said.
Before you the slippery.
This is what I said to him. I'm approaching my 10th year anniversary of working on this project with this guy. And so our last email was in July, correct?
Correct,
last
there was a
communication.
current one this month, though, within the last week or so, that he would like to extend his. What's the formal name for it? Site plan approval, what, 100 days? 75 days?
I don't know what his, he emailed me and asked if he could have an extension.
Yeah.
And I said that needs to go to the town. I don't know, 6 months ago or so, where we talked about it, I kicked the idea to the board, hey, this guy might come back for an extension, and they looked in their records, they're like, it expired 15 months ago.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so.
Generally, you have to apply for an extension before it's expired.
But yeah.
So you might have to go through, you might have to go through site plan approval for a third time.
Yes, this would be the
And then-
third time.
and then I think the town kind of at the same.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, so everything's expired from his site plan approvals and everything like that, so he'll have to go through that process again. And then in 24, I believe, June of 24, we approved him for a pilot agreement.
Right.
He'll have to go through that process again. At least the process of us, holding, we can probably still work with the application unless it's changed significantly, but we will have to hold another public hearing. And then we will have to do a new approval, but that will coincide with him having to go through site plan. Cause as part of that, they'll redo seeker, I assume,
I
right?
would think, yeah,
And we'll need a current
And
seeker
he-
for us
I
to
mean-
do approval, so he'll have to go through site plan approval in that process.
I
He can start with us simultaneously, but we can't act until that goes.
Has he technically bought the property?
no,
No,
seeker was state environmental, and that was for the site plan approval. But I did a NEPA approval for him.
right,
For
that
the
he did a NEPA
USDA
approval for
funding.
one of his
That's like
USDA,
Couple of months,
yes.
or a month.
What's?
So when do we draw the line for?
It's national environmental.
Federal version.
It's federal, and
Yeah,
so
a little bit more
USDA
detailed.
funding, so you have to go, it's much more detailed,
Gotcha.
much more detailed.
So
I had to
when,
write letters to Indian tribes and.
It's legitimate,
Oh,
yeah.
It went on for.
Well.
Planning is progress.
That's
wild, man.
so when do we draw the line up?
That's a board decision.
10 years. I mean, you haven't been marketing the land, it should.
Well, what-
Well, Glenn and I talked about it, and it appears, and I guess you can add into this, is it appears that they want to move forward.
Yes, his
Whatever
intent
reason
is to move forward.
Why they haven't is another discussion with this, but.
The biggest thing is the contractor. So, I mean, first they had one, then he was flaky, now I'm on to finding a new one. This industry and this realm of work is like, you need a contractor who's gonna be willing to work with you. Do I think it takes X years? No, but the demand's not gonna go away. I mean, if beef prices drop dramatically, then yes, he's in danger, but so far, and people are still asking, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Okay, well. We'll look in the newspaper, cause if there was progress, it would be in the newspaper, but I mean. It's just,
The contractors
Beef prices are going
post
up.
what we're doing,
Yeah.
right? That's.
Yeah,
We're just
but-
trying to get the front end done so that the contractor has a role to play.
Yeah, but we started with prefab buildings and then it wasn't prefab.
Right.
now it's containers, shipping
Because of the
containers.
delays, the price of the project is tripled or something. Because of the building.
Yeah, over 10 years, it's gone from 1 to
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You just need to find it there first.
Are we better off helping the other slaughterhouses expand and
Right.
I
try
think
and
we
meet
should-
Which we are
demand?
doing.
Yes, but on the other side of that, we and the CWC have closed on our loans to the other slaughter facility that is looking to expand. They intend to be built and USDA certified by January, correct, Linz? Yes, so that project is moving forward on a much different track.
It improves,
Yeah.
that helps.
Yes. And they're planning. I forget what their capacity would be at that facility,
Like,
25 a week,
yeah, 100 a month.
100 a month.
100 beef a month.
Yeah, but that's still
So
helps some of the problem.
Yeah.
To Bruce's original question, so if we said, hey, let's set them aside, what the process would be, we'd have to find someone else to fit into that last lot down there, right?
Yes.
Which is a
2 acre, 1.9, 2 acre lot, yeah.
Which is small.
Do you think give them at some point like a right of refusal or purchase option or something for that lease?
They had to all
I
expire.
think he
Yeah,
asked.
it would have all expired.
That-
Yeah, I mean, anyone we would have given them, we did give it, I think it was back around shortly after COVID to more formalize it. That was so 22-ish. We wouldn't have gone more than, 2 years or a year to 2 years. So, if you're interested, we can reach out to them and be like, look, you've got till the end of this year to fish or cut bait.
I mean, nobody's knocking the door down saying we need.
Yeah, but we have, but it's.
We haven't had.
We've never mentioned it. So if somebody's looking for a site, we've considered that as being taken. If we take a different tack and say, oh, hey, yeah, we've got a good 2 acre. Are ready to go,
Well, but
utilities
you're
and,
interested in the house, but you never put money down, so we should be.
Right, or we could give him the intent that if he needs to buy the land, and then he can take as long as he wants.
Yeah.
well, see, the last thing I would, so yes, that's,
You don't wanna lose the parcel.
we don't wanna lose the parcel. If we sell it to him just to get it off our books, then he holds it. And if it takes him 10 years to do a project he's interested in, how long is it gonna take him to do a project?
Or
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, so I'd rather we, cause we don't have a lot, you've mentioned it before, I know it's only 2 acres, but it's at least something. And,
Right,
So,
but
Might be good.
giving him a deadline or something, maybe. is not-
yeah, I have no problem.
Move the
If
board
you're
on
on
to
to put a
that.
deadline.
I think we should. Do you need a motion to do that?
Or do we want a deadline, or do we wanna just say, hey, we're opening this up to other, because that might light a fire.
It's right as well.
So can we like come back to this?
In an executive session?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
okay.
Okay. So we are on to other old new business.
So I've had a couple of updates under old new business.
Okay.
Like to-
Perfect.
Hold up. Let's talk about the outdoor rec app first. So
So
under there's a link. So, under the experience, open that. Then you go. Yep. Great. Right, so I would like to present everyone with a project that we have been working on for quite a while now. I think this predates me. This is our outdoor rec mapper. We've been working in partnership with Lewisburg Media and BHB to develop a map that holds all of our non-for-profit recreation assets. So, Lindsay, under map layer, so, is this touchscreen?
It is touchscreen.
All right.
Nice.
So this looks super busy and like a lot, which it is, but we can go up to map layers here. Give us a second. This is still in production, so it hasn't been launched to the public, but we have everything from outdoor adventures. I turn some stuff off here. Okay. Waiting for her to catch up. So each of these icons is its own. For example, we can zoom in on Stanford. Let's go to the Mount U Fire Tower. You can click on it. Oh, that's the summit. And then it gives you a detailed pop-up with photos that we have been cropping and uploading. And then say, oh, hey, I always knew there was like a hiking trail. I'm looking for something to do after lunch at Stanford Coffee. And then we have the Mount U Fire Tower trailhead. Great little short description. This is all optimized to mobile phones, tablets, and everything. Then you can go to view details. And then we will give you literally everything you ever wanted to know and probably more about any and all of these assets. Multiple pictures. Different, come over here. Kind of like all trails, we give you the difficulty of the trail, how far you're going, surfaces. Trying to work within the ADA compliance without actually being ADA compliant, because a lot of our assets, we can't really make them that way, so anyway. Highest point, all the information that you'd be looking for to plan a visit, information on parking, accessibility, who owns it, what you need to keep in mind, information about the leave no trace principles, pretty much everything that we think you'd want to know. We hope we have it covered. After this early next week or later next week, we're going to be breaking this out to different users to start testing it and see if it's, you know, intuitive and, you know, makes sense to those of us that have been so close to it. So you can go pretty much anywhere in the county. Snowmobile trails, Finger Lakes Trail is on here. We're working on naming all the different segments. Yeah, there's hunting access units, fishing. And then when you go view details, we pull a lot of this information from DEP, DEC. So we have all the different, you know, fish types or species, different amenities. These photos, we took the drone and tried to make sure we were able to show people where the parking areas were, so that was clear. Trying to include all that information that when you don't have any cell service, it's there for you. Parking, oh, not yet. Still a work in progress, but just to kind of give you an idea, and I don't want to take up too much time, but happy to share the link.
Yeah, and
And
it'll be searchable, so like as she was starting, but then we just wanted to jump into it. If you're only interested in fishing access, you can just click on that, and that's the only thing that will be popular.
right, exactly,
Or if
so,
you're only interested in hiking, that's what will come up and it'll show
Or
you
snowmobile
all,
trails.
or snowmobile
Right.
trails.
Filters that.
Yeah,
see,
it
so
filters
I
that.
can turn
Yeah.
this all off.
Alright.
History and heritage, I can turn all of that off. So we're only curious in where there is parking in Delaware County. There you go. Okay, so you wanna just look at fire towers? I mean, there aren't as many, come on. Make me a liar, okay. Trailheads,
Well, I think you have outdoor adventures at the top. There you
there
go.
we go. Summits, off, on, kind of see there, trailhead parking. On, off, so. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Great.
So that's an app, like you download it?
It is not downloadable, it's a mapping tool,
Alright,
yep. But everything, so,
But it will be. Or no?
It's
But we
accessible by
can.
phone,
it's accessible,
not
right? Trying not to take up everybody's, but you know, wherever you are, you can put your point in, hit Google Maps,
System.
alright, and then we want directions from wherever you are, I mean, on your phone, it'll be able to plug in your exact location and you can get.
You say you have a link to share with us?
well, the reason I ask is, you ever use the Connex?
I do have a link, I'm not ready to public, like, distribute it just
Yeah,
yet.
it'll be like a week or so before we're ready.
So that.
Testing, so
Having
if
people test it.
that's okay, I just have, we have to wait for all the information to be up there because.
But like if you're at the bottom of 268 where it crosses 10 and there's no internet.
We have downloadable maps and we also have that in our splash screen when you first get to the app, you know. Help and recommendations for what to do.
So you can download the map.
No, it is not a downloadable map. You can download like Google direction maps. And pieces of this you can download, like we'll have the different experiences. Like outdoor adventures, that would be available for you to be able to save the whole thing, but it's a massive amount of data that it would take up
Right,
an insane amount, and then also with the amount of regular updates we need to do, it just wasn't feasible.
Do you need like internet coverage to like, say at the bottom of 268 Route 10 where there's a kiosk there,
Right,
do you need that internet coverage to do like a geo fence based on that area?
I don't know how to best answer that question.
I mean, because my understanding with geo fence is if you pull into that area, you're within 20 yards of the kiosk, your phone's gonna light up and it's gonna tell you all about where you are.
Right, I mean, that would be infrastructure that,
And when you leave that area, it turns off, doesn't come back on.
that would be infrastructure.
Yeah,
that
so
would
like,
be done.
you could, if you're at that spot, you could find what you wanna do. There's certain parts you could download and keep on your phone, like the directions or the trail description, and they would stay available even when you use service.
Right, like if I was gonna use that, I'd have it all loaded on my phone before I come out.
Yeah, that's,
That's what you, you know.
We could do a screenshot too,
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. So it's,
if I mean,
cool. That's a great idea.
that's good stuff.
It's a lot of information.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
Just from a snowmobile perspective, because this happens all summer long, and I'm not really involved with it. My brother-in-law is the
Trail law.
president of Camden Hill Ridge Riders, I guess.
Yep,
Is that there could be a note added in there somehow, I don't know how, but we have a lot of four-wheelers and side-by-sides, more and more every day.
Yeah.
That are believing that snowmobile trails are usable by them during the summer, which they are not.
Yep.
And we have a lot of owners bitching and complaining, say, we'll just pull all access then if we're not, but we have no way to control that. There's just no way, there's nobody that
that is,
controls.
right, that's also something we've been talking to Todd Pastorella about on the
Yeah.
Catskill Scenic Trail. I was out there taking photos for this app and there was a kid blowing donuts on his ATV right in front of me and I just took his picture of his license plate, was like, we'll figure this out. But yeah, I don't know what the answer is for that. We were talking about vehicle barriers for the scenic trail, but I know that's difficult on private land for snowmobile trails, but we can definitely put a note in there like.
And the state trail goes right to the back of behind my house and, I'll chase people down. I've done it probably 4 or 5 times this summer. And you say, hey, you may not realize this, these trails are not usable during the summer. Well, they're on the map there. No, they're snowmobile trails.
That's where like the clear map boundaries are, like,
And we do say
oh,
exclude,
like,
yeah,
no, you can't be doing that.
I suggested that so, well, that maybe summer signs, you know, the winter, summer
Right.
has signs up, yeah. Maybe during the summer, you need other signs because you're still trying to take care of the homeowner. If we have a lot of people decide we're not gonna support snowmobiling anymore, we're gonna close our trails because you can't control who's on them.
right,
That's a problem. So
Right.
signs, and I said, maybe there's Brantsville, maybe there's, at least consider change, put something over the top of your existing signs versus take them down that says private property. Trail.
Trail closed or something.
All that
They
stuff,
didn't want to hear that, but
all this snowmobile signage and trail maintenance and all that stuff is state funded.
yeah,
So it should be a snowmobile.
it's all just leave it, Jerry.
State funded or
Just leave it.
Do they allow the four-wheeler tonnage in the winter or no?
No,
No,
Never.
no.
So there should be signs. at every-
right, but then you need someone to enforce that and write tickets.
And every snowmobile
Right,
club
but-
is,
You only have to enforce it for a short amount of time, it'll drop away.
On Hancock, they think Route 97 is a trail. Everybody's riding up and down.
They right up
There were regular cities down there, side by sides and cars, I think.
all the time, and sometimes it's the farmer who's going slow, and then there's the kids on in the middle of the
Yeah.
road doing 70 miles an hour. Parents come over one of these knolls and.
They wanna come over the PA bridge from the OW trail over there and they wanna cross into Hancock and go to McDonald's. And they're like, good luck, you know.
yeah, just this summer, I've noted that the number of side by sides and four wheelers and dirt bikes is just. Where did they all come from?
Yeah.
Well, the kids, we all had those
They
things,
come from.
so I can't complain, but
There's a club that's
When
organized.
you're kids, you can also ride it wherever you want.
yeah.
Some townships.
This was our farm, farmers, and the farmers.
You knew everybody. yeah.
Right,
Yeah, but towns and villages are making it legal.
yeah,
Yes, that's
And
what I was
that
just
just
saying.
opens up more people say, hey, there's a trail right there, boom, I'm going up it.
all right, sorry,
No, it's all right.
Sophie, sorry.
No, it's gonna be there.
There's no question about it.
No,
Northeast Pennsylvania's been fighting that for years.
Yeah.
On the O and W rail bed. We've been doing the same thing, yes.
From my perspective, it's just. It's only gonna take a few big owners of property to say no, and trails are just gonna stop.
It's gonna take people to die in order for this to come to.
That still happens up in Lewis County.
Yeah,
People
I
die.
mean,
There's at
like-
least 5 deaths every
I
summer.
was gonna say that they're dying now, I mean.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of.
Not to be morbid, but
But for example, the village of Mullen just passed the ordinance allowing it. Except they didn't tell everybody, you can't ride on the state highways, which is the main drag.
Yeah.
Stockton Inn, you can't cross any of the bridges because they're county owned. So you're like a jigsaw, they're breaking the law. You know, but the village said we could do it, but.
All right, anything else under? old
One more
business?
quick.
I've got one more.
Okay, no. All
right.
We got plenty of time.
So, the office was offered an opportunity with this company called Waresite. So what, they are an Irish company that partners with, DMOs like Delaware County Tourism to help measure and discern impact that, digital maturity can have on our attraction and experience operators. So they define digital maturity with, slide down, sorry, Lynn. For the purple, perfect, yeah, keep going.
Well, we can see this, right?
No,
Yes, you can.
okay.
Hey Florida, we're gonna share the screen.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so, and so Waresite defines digital maturity as, how businesses can use digital tools, information, and, optimize visitor experience and help them convert visitors to their digital platforms to revenue dollars. So they're looking to help operators in Delaware County measure, their level of skills of the entrepreneur, their knowledge of technology, and also just help them develop basically a roadmap that will elevate their business so that they have more of a digital presence and help them to compete on a wider scale and attract visitors, and help them increase their ability to book online. And what was appealing about this, so this service is, offered to us through a grant via NICEA. So it's a great opportunity for us to, so the Tourism Industrial Association. Did I say that right? Industry Association. And this was offered to us as an opportunity to help for 12 months. We have a contract for Waresite to assist 25 operators within Delaware County. And they're going to analyze their existing business, create a roadmap for those business owners and or attraction operators, and help them develop that plan and help them achieve different steps and goals along the way. And then additionally, what we get as a county is a report back with, what strengths, weaknesses, and help us develop a roadmap so we can identify a strategy to go forward with our tourism and then also support these businesses, because rising tide raises all ships. So, pretty excited about this opportunity. We're in the process of identifying those 25 operators. Glenn and I have a workshopping session next week with their entire executive team. And they, offered this incentive because they're trying to break into new markets outside of Ireland, Europe, Dubai, and
What's the target enterprise says?
so
That you guys are identifying.
we are,
All
so
tourism or?
we are looking for attractions and ticketed attractions and experiences. So, if there is an outfitter or a rental company that you can think of that could use this assistance, attractions we've identified are like Hanford Mills Museum, Delaware and Ulster Railroad, golf courses, West Courtright Center, the Deposit Historical Museum. And these are just examples, I need to reach out to all these folks, but if there's experiences or attractions that you think would benefit from this, please let me know. I need to know by probably Wednesday next week. It's a short turnaround, but I have to be able to get in touch with these operators, be like, is this something you're interested in? It's completely free, excluding their time. So it's a 12-month contract, there's like mentorship involved, and they're not pestered, it's something they have to want to be a part of. In terms of answering the survey questions and working with the Ware site team, and then we'll be there each step of the way as well.
So, yeah, so like the easy ones are gonna be like something like Hanford Mills, which is a destination and they market it and it'll test how their marketing is, where they need to improve, stuff like that. Then there's also options for,
For like
like-
a beverage trail, for example,
if
or,
we had an established beverage trail that had one central, for lack of a better word, booking service, like you're like, yeah, I'm interested in doing that. I call Chris's service and you're the one who takes them around. If we had that, that would be an eligible one.
Okay.
So,
Canvas trail.
we could be developing a cannabis
Absolutely.
trail. Yes, exactly.
right,
So, we're a little bit, underdeveloped in terms of that, but we're still gonna be searching for ones that can make use of it.
And then would they revamp their websites and apps and all that stuff to?
it's a whole, it's a
Okay.
whole, yeah, it's a whole strategy, like just basically starting with,
Like,
starting with what their digital skill set is and building from there. It's not a, you need this, this, and this, like, this is what you're doing, these are some steps for how you can make an immediate impact. And this is what you could do pie in the sky, and then this is, you know, a booking service that works with the size entity that you are, and this is where you've seen success.
so there's, down by us, we have Oars,
Yeah, exactly, that would be
Yeah.
perfect, if they would
So-
like that,
well, I'm throwing them in the hat.
okay.
And then, also, what about Bittersweet, didn't they?
Yeah, so
Don't they
they're,
do a tour thing?
yeah, but they're on the road, they're operating out of a old bus.
So they're not.
So they don't have a fit location yet. I mean, they're working on that. The idea was to get the bus up and running and then the tasting room would come after that. So now they're just kind of, weighing their options, where they get the best, you know.
So down there, they're just not ready yet,
Yeah, I don't think not yet, but soon I would say yes.
cause that would be a.
Right,
pretty
so
general.
someone like Awestruck Ciders, who is a.
Right,
Two locations,
That's
yes,
right,
they would be one who would be,
right,
Yes,
exactly,
yes.
because.
so the
that's-
ones that are established. You know, we can use, we're hoping we could package them together, so like we get 25 slots. Let's say we have 8 of those locations, do we wanna use up 8 of our locations just on individual ones? We're gonna have to come to a decision on that, you know, we wanna try to spread it as broadly as possible, geographically and across business.
Right, yeah.
So,
And then they have to be interested.
and they have to
Listen,
want to do it,
Yeah.
yes.
They may choose, they'll have backups, so it's not bad.
Right, and this isn't gonna be like, oh, you know, they're gonna come in and they're gonna do all this stuff for you. Nope, they're gonna tell you what you need to do, and you need to be willing to listen and then implement. And that's.
So you'll get some fall from that.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah,
So we're aiming
Listen,
for like brain. Yeah.
Listening being half of the room.
yes,
Really not a lot of organized. No, we're really underdeveloped. Yeah, we're a bunch. You know what you're talking about, Bill, right?
Yeah, Bill, that's a well-established business.
Yeah, the walls there.
Well, and then if there's any like, if there's an angler outfitter or anything even like, if even like that
There's
too.
several of those.
Right, so it's like,
They do it as a
They're all lone rangers, so you'd have to get them.
well, like if they were interested, like, you know, we can create that synergy, like bring everyone together if they're willing to work together.
Yeah.
It's worth a shot, because that's who they work with a lot of surf operators, so a lot of folks that they've worked with in Ireland are sole proprietors. Like individuals, so it
Right.
felt like it, and they're very rural in areas they've had success, so that's what. You know, that's what was speaking to us, like in my,
Right.
my,
We have-
saying, oh,
we
here's a
have the other-
$60,000 website, like, no, it's like, here's some
one over
steps
on,
that you can
French Woods.
manage yourself.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Woods, so.
Okay.
You know, so-
Road,
yeah,
What's the name of that?
Rock Valley Spirits,
Spirits.
Sharon and something.
Mill.
Cause you have the Arkville guys.
Yes.
It's probably.
Yeah. So that's the thing, you know, if nothing else, we could do these as individuals, and we may have to start that way.
Jim and Teresa.
you know, we just, so basically, we're gonna come up with a list. We're working with them on it. We've got another guy who's local that we're working with on it, who brought this opportunity to us. So,
They have
yeah.
buses come there. They have buses come there.
Yeah, they're doing good with them. That was a good one.
Helping them.
I don't hear much about Eminence Road Winery at all.
They're at the
Are
Delhi
they?
Farmers Market,
Are they?
yeah. But anyway, thank you, everyone, and if you have
Thank
more
you.
ideas, just please send them along, and I'm happy to, if it's just a name and a phone number, I'm happy to do the reaching out too.
It'll be interesting to see how many, you know, once we start to see.
As long as they.
I think the timing is good because it's not the busy season, so,
I think ours will be sold to it.
I
okay,
know, that's what I'm nervous.
That's nice orders.
thanks.
All right, anything else, IDA wise, before we move on to the LDC piece? Okay, LDC, draft minutes,
So moved.
second for the draft minutes, second. All in favor? Aye. We've gone through the treasurer's report. Any other questions on that? We've already approved it. Okay. The signatories on bank accounts, we talked about, we need a
Yeah,
motion.
yeah, we should have a motion
Okay,
on the
I'm
LDC.
looking
as well.
for a motion to,
So it'd be Wayne,
Edit
Bruce,
yeah,
me and Lindsay.
edit the signatories on the LDC accounts.
I'll make a motion for that.
All right, I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
AG relending program.
All right, so this is our agri lending program. I think I handed this out. Yeah, it's definitely over. You got, you can have it if you want. Roots. Sorry, Sean. So we currently have two loans with the New York State Job Development Authority. One is 500,000, one is $1 million. We've talked about this previously regarding our payment status and structure. Originally, this was rolled out as you borrow money at 1% for a 10-year period. It's interest only. For the first 5 years, you make lump sum payments of principals in year 5, 7, and 10. Well, we pushed the envelope on that, and we were verbally approved for a 5-year extension, so that our payments are due in years on paper 10, 13, and 15. 33% each. So in the middle there's a principal repayment. This was my proposal to them in terms of getting them accepted, getting the extension, so it talks about the reserve account and how we're gonna fund that and how that will enable us to make our interest or our principal payments when they come due. We pay interest semi-annually, and we've been, we make those payments, no problem. So all of our money is out under this program. And if we go back to the LDC loan report, or no, treasurer's report, we're getting a little bit low in our low interest loans. Of our pool of funds available to make low interest loans. If the board feels, hey, this is a good level, let's just maintain our portfolio, then all's good, and as we can open up the lending in the future, we will. Otherwise, we could go back to these guys for another loan of $1 million. Despite the fact that we requested the extension and got it, they love us. They think we're the greatest thing in this program. Every time I do talk to them, they keep asking if we want another loan. So I just wanted to bring it to the board's attention if we would be interested in taking another loan, but under the caveat that I would only pursue this, obviously with board permission, but also only if we start up front as this being a 15-year note, or even better, what I would really push for, would it be a 20-year note? So that gives us 20 years to, play with this money and build up the funds, so it's actually sustainable. Our IRP loans, those are 33-year notes. At the end of 33 years, so if we borrowed 750 at the end of 33, absent catastrophic mismanagement on our part, we're gonna have at least 750 at the end of that term, even having paid them back fully. So we're trying to build up our, long-term finances. And it's a little bit aggressive, but at 20 years, I feel we can do that with this program as well. So I just wanted to, bring it up for issue of discussion. If I can get a 15 or even better, a 20-year note out of these guys, would the board be interested in me pursuing another $1 million loan?
Yes.
I would say yes. I mean,
Worst scenario is if we don't lend the money, it sits in the bank and we've got it to pay it back.
They loan it out 1%.
Yeah, they loan it to us at 1%, we put it out
Or
at 4, which we can review that, at any time. We lend it out at 4%, and, the margin is what we use to cover any losses if we have them, or, is ours at the end of the term to continue the program.
And it's only for ag loan.
So it's ag related. So I was talking to Ed the other day, our definition of ag is the federal definition of ag. So anything natural resource based. So anything to do with, obviously, ag, bluestone, gravel, forestry, any of those types of things are eligible clean slate. So we've used this for leather stocking timber, because they use timber to create backlogs. That's ag related. They're taking a natural resource, turning it into something.
Cannabis is off the board for that though.
Nope.
Oh, it's-
We've used it for cannabis.
Okay.
Yeah. And, we've also, I don't think, we might have used it on a very small loan, and I think it's already paid off. I think we did it years ago. There was like, a store, not the one out in Andes, but a private store that, was predominantly selling local ag products. They're like, yep, that's close enough, that's ag related. So it's a very broad definition of ag.
so
Yeah.
farmers, all that stuff, so.
Yeah. Equipment dealers, anything, if you sell to an ag related business, you're ag related, so, yeah.
Right, so the PR would be just wonderful for us, just saying that we're getting more money for the ag industry, which is
Right,
pushing what
Right.
the county board is pushing for ag.
that's a
So-
good article.
And even if we don't lend the money, it's not hurting us,
And look, we'll go through it.
it just.
If it's available.
Some more avenues.
We can't lend it if we don't have it.
Right.
That's the
So-
key, because if we get to capacity, then we're dead in the water.
We'll be at capacity by the end of this year, after
Exactly.
some large paybacks or some
So
resolutions.
in absence of this, essentially, we're gonna be saying no,
We'll touch one frequently, yeah,
more frequently if we'd like to.
Fund is $1 million the max.
millions
The
of
loans.
max.
We'll see.
Yeah. And so what I like about this, like with the IRP program, we have to put some of our own money in. This one, no, we just play with all their money.
That's great.
And the collateral is the fund itself. So if we borrow $1 million, and we would never let it happen, but worst case scenario, let's say we did default. Their collateral is whatever's left of that $1 million. That's it.
So there's no collateral.
There is no collateral.
When can we get it?
Yeah. Yeah.
We talked, I think everybody agrees it's the right thing to do. Reserve accounts, your approach to the reserve account payments, can you talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, so,
I just have a question. I want to make sure I understand.
okay, so as part of this whole process, I had to do a pro forma and submit to them in terms of what our history was, what it would be looking like going forward, and why. So either way, so my initial conversation with them was, either way, we're gonna pay you back. We're not gonna default, we're gonna pay you back if we have to. But we will have the means to pay you back.
Right.
If you want it now, that means we're not making any more ag loans for the remainder of the 5 years. So on the first note, this is at the 5-year anniversary. Like, we'll pay you back, but we're done making loans. Everything we have out there, we'll collect and we'll need that to make our principal payment. Or if you give us 5 more years, I can turn all that money around one more time. We'll be able to make 10 more loans out of that and still pay you back. So like, oh, well, yeah, that sounds great. Prove it to me that you can pay it back. So to do that, we established, this reserve account. And so the money I allocated towards it was based on what our future needs would be and based off of our interest and our projected repayments. So under the $500,000 loan, our principal payments are 2 of 167, 666, 67, and then 1 that's a penny less. Under the $1 million, it's a third of that. And so at the time of this, we were already, I guess you could say technically in default, because I didn't make my first principal payment because I had no intention of doing
The
that.
accountant would call that timing.
Yes.
It's not a-
Yes, it was a timing related issue.
De minimis.
And so what I told him was like, look, the second you give me a formal, approved, signed extension for this, I will put that first payment, I will make that first payment. And then moving forward, we will put 15% of our gross loan collections each quarter into the reserve of fund. And at the end of December of each year, we'll put in another $55,000. And that would, per, my spreadsheet, cover all our future payments. And
Any reason you wouldn't increase the percentage versus making the loan? I'm just trying to understand.
so I picked that because that was the. You mean on a quarterly basis?
Yeah, just instead of having a 55,000
Yeah,
lump at the end, increase it to, I didn't do the first calculation.
yeah, but if
25%.
we increase it to some percent, I could look at doing that. Yeah, I mean, we have the ability to set how we want to.
Yeah, I just jumped in my head that,
Because it wasn't working out. So what I wanted to do is maximize our ability to continue to make loans.
okay.
And so I'm like, all right, I can live with having, once a year, just keep in my mind, yep, I've got to have this at the back of the year. I kind of equated it to what we do with USDA. Because we
Yeah.
make a once annual payment to USDA, we just have it on our calendar, and Tab and I talk, we're like, hey, we're a couple months out, we gotta make sure we've got this.
I was just
Here,
trying
it'll
to,
make
that's my
loans.
thought was, can you take that out of the equation by just increasing the percentage? So you don't have to worry about that lump at the very end of the year or timing of when the payments due.
Yeah.
Just a thought. I don't care which way we go. I just thought it might be easier just to increase the percentage, cover it. And then not have to worry about
Right.
a lump sum.
Well, one of these is, we're a little behind, so I wanted to
Fair enough.
feed it first.
Yeah,
And then, there might be a year in the future where we were like, all right, we don't need to make our annual payment, we're good,
I'm okay with the way I was.
It was
just
kind of a
curious.
flexibility thing
Okay.
like that. But also just in full disclosure, so I had mentioned, they gave us verbal approval on this was over the phone. And so since then, we've made 2 rounds of payments, and they've never requested that first principal payment that I promised them. So it's still in the reserve account. I'll make it as soon as they say I owe it. That's just my approach. If you want me to do it different, I'll do it different, but I'm like, I will give you that money when you bill me for it. Absent a bill, I can't just give you money. And they haven't billed me, so.
So do we need a motion to approve?
Yeah, so if you're interested, then a motion authorizing me to begin the application process for a new JDA loan.
33 years.
Well, the IRP is 33. I'm gonna try to get us 20 years on this.
Hopefully 20.
Hopefully
Maybe.
2015 at worst case.
Okay.
Otherwise, I won't move forward. I'm not going again with another 10 and then wait 5 years. When I may not be here, and throw it on Lindsay, but all right, Lindsay, good luck getting an extension. No, we're gonna set it up so it's that way up front.
Okay, so you
Or else I'm
made a
not
motion to set up the reserve fund? Or,
We're doing the motion first, we're giving Glenn the authority to go after the.
Yeah, the reserve fund is already set up and established.
okay,
We did that like years ago when
Yes.
it first
yep,
was proposing this.
second on that.
I-
All in favor?
33 years.
Aye.
Aye.
I don't think any of us are gonna be here in 33 years.
Lindsay and Soph will be.
We should ask for two million.
I hope not. for her.
That motion carried.
Stacy Abrams got 2 billion.
If I'm here, I'll send you a postcard.
Motion.
You'll be.
Remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Burn it and then it'll go right up to the clouds.
Gonna have to buy your own stamp, man.
That's the only motion we need with regards to this, correct? Okay.
Yep.
Correct. And kudos to your team for keeping the reputation solid with the ag letters to put us in that position.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, they love it.
Okay, so now we need to talk about the 2 loans, right?
Yeah, so
we'll go into executive session, so I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
And a second for the executive.
Second.
Thank you, Tilton. All in favor? Aye.
Okay. So we're out of the executive.
Executive session. Into regular session. We have a couple of motions to go through, one involving 177 Industrial Park Road. With regards to a 30-day window for commitment. And then the IDA will put or LDC will put the property back on the market.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a
Second.
second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Second motion will be to approve a loan to Rippling Waters Retreat, pending a corrected application, proof of tax payment, and Department of Health certification. Or proof of Department of Health certification.
For compliance.
Or compliance.
I'll make that motion.
A second,
I'll second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And I think that is it.
Do we do a motion to table the one?
Do we need to do that?
We can just table it verbally or by motion, doesn't matter either way.
I'd like a motion to table the East Branch Holdings loan request for a future meeting.
I move.
Anybody?
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Other old or new business on the LDC side. Okay, a motion to adjourn the LDC portion of the meeting.
Motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Yeah,
Aye.
moving on.
You go straight on the eyes.
I like your eye, this is, I do this on the eye and.
Roberts does requires.
Yeah, I think you're right. Delaware County Capital Resource Corporation, let's open that meeting up. Approval of the draft minutes, July,
So moved.
a second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Bank account, how do you
Yep.
want to?
So approval to open up a bank account under the Delaware County Capital Resource Corporation with Wayne, Bruce, Glenn, and Lindsay to be signatories
Okay.
on the account.
A motion, please.
Second.
Go forward, motion.
Okay, a second,
I'll make the motion.
second, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Update on the DVH bond closing.
As soon as this meeting's over, I'm gonna rush back to my office to sign the signature packet and get it back out into FedEx. We're hoping to close on Tuesday. Should be the formal closing date. It
Outstanding.
may slip to Wednesday depending on, because everything's flying in a million directions, but Tuesday or Wednesday is the formal closing date.
Glenn, did they adjust the bond size?
Yes, it is now $50 million. bond
They
size.
took 10 of the 20 from the grant.
Yes, they got a grant, and so they reduced the bond size to 50 million.
Outstanding, that's a good one.
Because they're, nonprofit, exemption.
Any other old or new business in the Delaware County Capital Resource Corporation? Nothing? German. Motion? Second, not
Second.
required. All in favor?
Thanks, Florida.
Thanks, Loretta.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.